The morning sun cast golden light upon the monastery. The disciples sat beneath the Bodhi tree, awaiting the Buddha's teachings. Ananda knelt before the master, his face troubled. My mind overflows with knowledge, yet I struggle to find peace, he confessed. The Buddha smiled gently, observing the river beside them. Ananda, watch the water. It does not resist its flow, he said. Ananda looked at the rushing current, its endless movement reflecting his turbulent thoughts. Master, how can I quiet my mind? He asked. The Buddha picked up a smooth stone, holding it above the river. If I drop this stone, will the water grasp it? Ananda shook his head. No, Master, the water lets it sink, continuing on its path, he said softly. The Buddha nodded. Releasing the stone. Knowledge is abundant, but wisdom is knowing what to hold and what to release, he said. Surya, another disciple, spoke hesitantly. Master, I fear losing valuable knowledge if I let go too easily, she admitted. The Buddha picked a lotus from the pond, its petals glistening with morning dew. Does this flower fear the mud below? Surya examined the lotus. No, it grows toward the light without clinging to the dirt, she observed thoughtfully. The Buddha smiled, placing the lotus in her hands. So must the mind grow toward truth, discarding unnecessary burdens, he explained. The disciples listened intently, the lesson settling deep within their hearts. How do we choose what knowledge to retain? One asked. The Buddha closed his eyes, inhaling deeply. Begin with stillness. Only in silence can the mind discern the wisdom worth keeping, he advised. The disciples practiced quiet contemplation, their breath steady. Master, the stillness clears my mind like the river washing away silt, Ananda whispered. The Buddha opened his eyes, pleased. When the mind is clear, true understanding emerges without effort, he said. One disciple, hesitant, asked, what if distractions pull us from stillness? The world is filled with voices demanding attention. The Buddha traced patterns in the sand. Imagine your mind as this sand. Each thought leaves a mark, but the wind clears the surface. Surya watched the sand shift in the breeze. So, must we trust the wind to remove excess thoughts naturally? She asked. The Buddha nodded. The mind, like the sand, must be refreshed. Do not fear forgetting. Trust that essential wisdom remains. Ananda frowned slightly. But how do we discern truth when many voices claim authority? He asked. The Buddha lifted a cup of clear water. Truth, like pure water, needs no force to reveal its clarity, he explained. The disciples pondered his words, realizing knowledge should be natural, not forced. Master, should we reject all excess information? One asked. The Buddha shook his head. Not all information is harmful. Wisdom is learning what nourishes and what merely distracts, he said. The disciples reflected deeply, sensing newfound clarity. How do we apply this to daily life? Surya asked. The Buddha looked toward the distant mountains. Observe the trees. They take what they need from the soil but do not hoard more. Ananda nodded slowly. Like the trees, we must absorb knowledge selectively, allowing unnecessary thoughts to fall away, he mused. He reached down and picked up a smooth stone from the earth. He held it gently in his palm. The disciples sat in silent gratitude, their minds lighter. The river flowed beside them, carrying away burdens they no longer held. Another day. The morning mist curled through the monastery. Quiet and serene, the disciples gathered, waiting for the Buddha's wisdom once more. Surya approached the master, kneeling respectfully. Master, my mind remains heavy. I try to release thoughts, but distractions overwhelm me. The Buddha picked up an empty clay pot nearby. He turned it in his hands, examining its shape and smooth surface. Surya, tell me, if this pot is full of stones, can it hold fresh water? He asked gently. Surya shook her head. No, Master. The stones must be removed before the vessel can receive anything new, she answered. The Buddha set the pot down. So too must the mind be emptied before wisdom can enter, he said. Ananda listened carefully, his brows furrowing. But Master, if I empty my mind, won't I lose knowledge already gained? He asked. The Buddha smiled warmly. Knowledge is not lost in stillness. A clear mind discerns what is essential without fear of forgetting. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves above. The Buddha gestured toward the rustling branches, their movement effortless. The wind does not struggle to move the leaves, nor does it hoard its breath, he explained. Surya touched the edge of the pot thoughtfully. So, must we trust the mind to retain only what is truly valuable? She asked. The Buddha nodded. Wisdom arises when we release attachment to excess thoughts and welcome clarity with an open heart. Ananda sighed. Master, the world fills my mind with constant voices. How can I silence the noise and find peace? The Buddha picked up a handful of sand, letting it slip through his fingers. Thoughts, like this sand, scatter when the hand is open. The disciples observed the falling grains. Master, does this mean we should reject all worldly information? One asked. The Buddha shook his head. Not rejection, but discernment. Like the lotus, we must filter the mud while growing toward truth. Surya watched a bird glide across the sky. Master, how do we practice this daily? Distractions return easily, she said. The Buddha gestured toward the river once more. Return to silence each morning. Let your mind settle, then choose wisely what to embrace. Ananda closed his eyes, breathing deeply. Master, I feel lighter when I quiet the noise. My thoughts are clearer, he whispered. The Buddha smiled. Stillness is the foundation of wisdom. With a steady mind, understanding grows effortlessly. The disciples sat, their minds at ease. The monastery stood in peaceful silence, embracing the wisdom of the morning. Another day. The monastery bathed in twilight, the sky painted with hues of violet. The disciples gathered near the lotus pond, waiting. The Buddha walked among the blooming flowers, his gaze calm. He turned and spoke. Tell me, how does the lotus grow? Ananda knelt beside him, thoughtful. Master, it rises from the mud below, reaching toward the sun with unwavering grace, he answered. The Buddha picked a lotus gently. Does it struggle against the mud? Does it resist the water surrounding it? He asked. Surya watched the flower swaying in the breeze. No, Master, it simply grows, untouched by the murky depths beneath, she observed. The Buddha nodded, placing the lotus back in the pond. So must the mind rise above distractions, without clinging to the past. Ananda furrowed his brows. But Master, the world is filled with noise. How can we grow like the lotus? He asked. The Buddha pointed to the distant mountains. The lotus does not fear the storm. It follows the path of light unwaveringly. Surya sighed softly. Master, I fear that I allow too many distractions to pull me from wisdom, she admitted. The Buddha picked up a small pebble, holding it between his fingers. A young disciple bows deeply. Master, I fear the darkness ahead. Master, how can we discern wisdom from illusion when the world is full of conflicting truths? The Buddha touched the surface of the pond, watching the ripples expand. Clarity comes when the mind is still, truth revealing itself naturally. Surya frowned slightly. But Master, many voices claim wisdom. How do we trust what we learn? She asked. The Buddha lifted a handful of sand. Grains shift in the wind, yet the earth remains beneath. Trust what endures, discard what dissolves. Ananda bowed slightly. Master, I see now that attachment burdens the mind. Wisdom flows freely when we let go of excess, he said. The Buddha smiled. Indeed, rise like the lotus. Let distractions settle below, and grow toward truth with unwavering intent. The disciples sat in quiet reflection, their burdens lifted. The lotus pond shimmered beneath the stars, embracing the lesson in its silent beauty. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.